China, Asia, listen to this. If a person doing magic, right? And then say the 10 astrological jewel empresses, every part of them was the love of my a love of my reason of existence. Now, they were so enlightened, even the way I loved them and caressed them, it was, and when I mean caress, I mean sensual. Because a person says you wouldn't even believe when I say sensual, because it's like a perfume or aroma I give them, of a wonderful scent of, like, let me give you an example, like Da Vinci, or the Da Vinci cologne, or I'm just giving you an example, or all different type of colognes of wonderful scents. Like, it's like incense. It's like wonderful incense that smells better than incense that other people want. Better than a flower that's sweet like a candy, or lotions that you could buy from Victoria's Secrets. That's how much I love them, and then when I caress them, the aroma that I give them naturally. Now, let me just show you how real this is, right? And when I say this, remember I told you this tape on my thigh. It's March 2nd, 2000, March 22nd, 2019, 2562 Korea. Listen to this. Now, if a person at a time tries to do some magic and some witchcraft, it's like staining a jewel. So a person reflects even in the paradigm, in the residue, even a reflection of enlightenment. It's like, you ever had a mirror looking reflect into another mirror, and then you stand in front of it and then you see endless mirrors at a point in time? It's the same thing in the paradigm. So if in the physics, if that reflects, you got to think about what's going on with the equality. And if you have people that was already doing bad, the natural laws of attraction that's attracting certain other things to other people is the difference, because you're gonna see certain things. The natural laws of attraction attract nothing but love, wealth, pretty, sexy, bubble, nice, sexy, bubble butt, fat ass, chicks, small, thin waist. To me, Ralph and Jell, but other people, they'll see the deterioration and other things that attract to them a certain type of way that try to kill them when they want to handle their real physical reality. Because I'm the point of all consciousness, so I have to be happy in everything I do. So another person has to go out and go find out what the fuck is fucking them up, so that situation doesn't happen to them, and I don't have to even speak about certain things. But to educate you about certain things, for you to even, when other people reflect on, except for me, Ralph and Jay, I'm gonna see the loves of my life that I want to see. But for other, and then you have to know when to cease another person to stop, because another person can't get to another person's sacredcy. But don't worry about me. I'm just already off. So when I'm gonna go somewhere, don't worry about me, because another person is never gonna find what it's supposed to be for me. But I'm going to just say just like this. I'm going to always get what I need to get for myself. But I'm going to just tell you how real this is. Now, if you have an individual, even in a time of reality, of point of enlightenment, if they're reflecting and doing witchcraft magic, what other people need to know is going to reflect on them a certain type of way to other people's laws of attraction. But now, let me show you how real funny situations are. Now, if you have... If you have people that already tried to kill the love empress, because you gotta remember, the Shabbat chick tried to kill Asia and China. A person says, why? Because I loved Asia and China. So that was their poison of their martial art blow, or the poison that they accumulated in the paradigm. So if they handled situations, these things that meant that, it's like being in Mortal Kombat or in the finals. If a person already handled a certain type of situation in physics, what's going to accumulate to the deterioration that's already trying to get at you if you were in a competition? It's going to show up in a certain physical reality that was already against the love of your happiness and consciousness. And then on top of it, if your consciousness don't like something, what irritates your love to your purity, that would make you stumble in the physical reality if it came towards other individuals. Now, I'm going to just show you how real the situation is. It's the same thing. Because a person says, I'm a difference from a reality, but I'm telling you the same thing with the other individuals driving their car. Because in physics, remember, we're dealing with an atmosphere, and then you're dealing with loud vibrational sounds. Another person's trying to reflect off an element after what I told you is so real, but showing you the power of even the reality, even the speech, what a man says, and the laws of attraction and enlightenment. And then look at this. And then look at the sign of the bitch that's trying to kill you a certain type of way. Now, I'm going to just show you how real the situation is, right? Because a person says, how did they enter their house? How did they enter your house? Was it Lynn? Then I show you what happened with Lynn, but somebody else slackness that caused her deterioration. So listen to this, right? Now let me show you something. Other people, they're driving around. Don't worry about that. Those are the people that wants to use your quality of value through the paradigm of time, and that's gonna be abusing your value. That's not doing no consideration when it comes to your natural elements or points of reflection. It's just gonna be, you're gonna see the situations you're gonna have to get rid of, and I'm not gonna bother with it because that should even be around me because but the more it makes me unhappy to the places I want to go be happy, the more it's already ending its own life. So I don't care about situations like that. Those are things that infiltrate. Those are things international security got to realize is an infiltration that's just leading to this suicidal habitation of their conscience to do wrong, and then they're trying to live off a person because they don't want a person to tell them that they're wrong already because they're already trying to finish the individual in the martial law bout. And it don't matter. It's like a person going into an underground martial law bout that is like fighting to the death just for some money, and then it didn't refine the astrological tree or didn't care. Because they're doing something for showboating, or they already got caught up in a situation that they shouldn't have been in. They got caught up in a situation that they shouldn't have been in, and then an individual has to make sure about the situation. Now, let me just show you how real the situation is, right? If a person in life does a witchcraft magic, it's going to reflect it even in the elements of one's nourishing, and even in the ion and the iron, the natural certain things of the elements that naturally reflect to even know the strengthening of one's anatomy a certain type of way. Now, this is real science, I'm telling you. Now, if a person even at a time, now say for instance, Asia and China's wondering what killed her. What got close to her? Because remember, the four empresses, remember, my wife Love, when a person tried to kill her, it was a person that was of the same type of acknowledgement, almost on a frequency of reflection, almost away, because the way I admired, the way I wanted to condition my love, even down to my privacy, because it was already a part of one's endurance, of reality, of one's motivation in the past, but it would never be in my future. So I'm gonna just tell you just like this. So when I went into situations, and then notice the similarity again, right? See? And then when my wife went to go handle the situation herself, I said, no, don't let her reflect on you to know what you really look like, because she was already trying to find out, because she was mad that she couldn't have my love a point in time, me going towards the future in any direction I go, even at this precise point in my journey, she would never be able to reflect and know anything about my love. So don't worry about that. Don't never let her know what you look like. And then on top of it, she was mad about the situation, so she tried to deteriorate it in the past. Now, in the paradigm, the truth remains the same, and just adjusts with time. Now, if a person manipulated, they say sorry, and then it's just like the four of their four mothers that used to reflect on the 10 astrological jewel empresses. It's just the same way. If a person gets to a level of martial arts and they enter the realm and they got to touch a reflection of the jewel empress of a purity, is the same way like a fingerprint at the time. So it shows, it resonates even in the form of enlightenment of one's habitation when one is thinking about conquering a certain type of way, because one has to overcome I already overcame that a long time ago. I'm the reason, education. So, a person had to, it's like a form of reflection, so it causes a deterioration. And that was to the highest jeweler quality of one's natural habitation, of social education, of one's value, of one's intellect. Now, if they already deteriorated and they didn't value the 10 astrological jewel empresses and never got to finish their education, what do you think they were going to do to China and Asia? Because remember, their education was vibrating on high-pitched frequencies to show you the quality of the future, for individuals to know that individuals had a wonderful reality of habitation, of quality, even when it came to socialism, value, and economics, and physics, and also education of one's intellect and of one's habitation, of one's natural frequencies of receptiveness. So if they already deteriorated what educated them, what would they did to China and Asia? How did they manipulate them in the first place? It's like a person in a continuous bout and getting there, and then they want you to shake hands. It's never shake hands. It's like, what's up, this, that, the other. You can regard yourself and just don't have to talk because you already know what's going on. If a person wants to manipulate you, and then on top of it, they don't have no love from the individual that even considered them to refine on the next love, and then a person doesn't want to give them love in the refinement constantly because the wrong that they really did, and then now it would be broad. A person knows that was their downfall. So that's like a bacterial virus infection disease in the physical reality that's just being ignorant, and the person got to shake it, but so much doesn't happen. Look at the vital blow they're giving. It's like a finger jab or a vital death blow. So if they already tried to recondition and lie to people, you don't want it to be stagnated in a person's reality a certain type of way, because the jewel empresses are trying to hold away their reflection, and then on top of it, they have love for their equality, but when it comes to testing their intellect and a reason of their value of equality of intellectualness, even of the horizon of the future regard, they show you they're to be played with, because they'll go to the detrimental end to show you what they already conquered, and if you can't conquer it. Now, Asia and China had to realize these type of things, and even though they were a point of reflection of one's higher intellect of education, the social economic structure of the socialism, of the love a certain type of way, always resided, but it has a mortal enemy, like on some Mortal Kombat. So now it shows even in points of reflection of people know equality, what to stay away from. But if a person is trying to live off the ignorance, it's like a disease. So their mothers took habitation like a disease. Now you think about what Bethany and them did, because now in a point of reflection to the laws of attraction, what did they do to Betty? So you got to think about these type of things. And then on top of it, when I tried to warn China, when I called her, look at what I'm not going to say nothing, because a person says, if you catch her cooking for you, that's like a martial art blow. That's like poison to your anatomy. All type of things that happens. I love my wife China because I'm still with my wife China. I'm still with my wife Asia. So just one point of reality that failed, of a cut or a finger jab, another person was anticipating a certain person in reality because they wanted them to fail when it came to their equality of their natural habitation of themselves, so they could be able to conquer, to resonate like a disease. So she should have been able to conquer the physical. If she didn't conquer it, that's because she probably didn't care about her quality of her value of her intellect, because that's what's going to destroy her intellect. So that shows you a person that didn't love themselves at a point. She's supposed to love herself, so she still got choices to make. I have nothing else to say. And this March 22nd, 2019, 2562, Korea, this is real. Yo, listen, I'm just going to tell you, this is how real education is. But you have to know how real education is. And you have to conquer the reality of the reason of your education. So you can't be slothful, slackful with other people when you know I'm your love and I'm your husband. You have to honor me. But if another person is manipulating you to be a disease because they want to see you deteriorate, and they want you to belittle your consciousness or belittle your your harmonical frequency, for they could be able to manipulate to get over, to try to be in consideration to a person that did wrong all the way from ancient times, and it reflected all the way to now in the paradigm, and I already been shot. And then I'm recovering, remembering that, and seeing what they did, and they still did wrong. So what was that telling you? There's no getting over on that type of situation. This is what it is now. So now they had a choice to make, to know the difference of their habitation, to love their consciousness and their physical, so they wouldn't collapse under somebody that never cared for them, that was just trying to manipulate them on vibrational frequencies on a celestial earth, dealing with cellular activity and DNA that generates into matter, into the physical reality. And we're on a celestial earth. So the celestial empress should have been intellectual enough to her natural of her education. So I have nothing else to say, but I love myself. I feel a way about the situation, but one has to honor one for one to really acknowledge one, because I'm the reason even the ancestral empress of beyond highest, of over the super mega quantum highest is my wife. See, in the crown, there's nobody getting to me on a level. So you think about what you did a certain type of way. That situation ain't gonna manipulate me because I know what's going on because I'm the one that taught the martial arts. So she had to realize what was going on, and I never got into a physical bout with my wife. So she better think about it because even the time that Shabbat chick tried to on Donto's time, she tried to disrespect me, and then we got into a physical confrontation, almost. And on top of it, she tried to manipulate AIsA's reflection, also in China, and then try to be a point. It's like she was like some sacrifice that tried to kill you. You wouldn't even believe it, and you wouldn't believe the things that was done a certain type of way. But you gotta find out for yourself. This is how real it is in life, and I'm here, baby. The real Rod, the real Osiris. The reason of your science education. Love one. And I'm just going to continue and be happy with my habitation.